So, what did you miss at Jubilee today? Um, you missed 16 tired runners who were at the Scotiabank Waterfront Marathon this morning. Just the 5Ks. There were a couple of marathon runners and half marathon runners, but they weren't with us. But those of us who did the 5K stumbled into church aching and complaining about cold mornings, but feeling pretty good about raising over $5,000 for the work of Jubilee, and the fundraising continues. So who knows how much? But yeah, you missed that this morning, and few people complained about aches and pains more than me. Um, and then you missed the prophet Jeremiah telling us that there would come a time when God's law would be written on our hearts. And you missed the gospel in Luke, where Jesus tells a parable about an unjust judge, one who fears neither man nor God, and the widow who just asks him for justice. Please, sir, give me justice, again and again and again, until he relents. And like any parable, it's open to a variety of interpretations. And of course, we always sort of want to make God the judge, and Jesus even leans into that a little bit, say, at least comparing them, saying, if even an unjust judge is going to give you justice, then imagine what God does. So never stop asking, never stop praying. And there's a message in that. But this morning, I invited people into imagination and an opportunity to meet a judge who has been beaten up by the world, who is weary and worn, and has come to give up on any kind of justice. And I let him tell his own story about the woman who came to court day after day asking for justice. It's a story about a disillusioned, weary, tired judge who believes in neither God nor humanity, frankly. And at the end of our story, I think, is invested in both. But it was just a playful, imaginative way to enter into that parable. But that's what we did today. We imagined today. We dared to open our hearts to discover what's inside. Is God's justice really there? Is the law written on our hearts? Is there a small voice that calls out to us to do the right thing? We wondered about that. We sang. We heard beautiful music. But mostly, we opened our hearts in wonder to God and to each other. And in that, we worshiped. In that, we were fed and ready to go out into the world. Some of us walking a little more gingerly than others, but all of us ready to go out and risk being hurt again because we love. That's what you missed at Jubilee today, and we did miss you. Hopefully we'll get to see you soon, and until then, I invite you to think about what's written on your heart. How does God speak to you? Because God does speak to you. How? How does that happen? And what do you hear? And more importantly, what do you do with what you've heard? I hope you're back with us soon. You can share with us and we can wonder together. Until we see you, God bless.